This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever think about switching insurance companies to see if you could save some cash? Progressive makes it easy. Just drop in some details about yourself and see if you're eligible to save money when you bundle your home and auto policies. The process only takes minutes, and it could mean hundreds more in your pocket. Visit Progressive.com after this episode to see if you could save. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states.
Don't let your decision paralysis demon keep you from watching something great this weekend. Subscribe to ScreamShare, the newsletter that serves up a 5-minute breakdown of the best horror available on streaming. I'll have essential weekly movie picks covering new films, classics that you need to catch up on, and a movie that's always streaming for free. So subscribe now, and you can even be part of some frighteningly fun watch parties we're putting together that'll let you be part of the conversation. So click in the link in the show notes or go to screamshare.beehive.com. That's screamshare.beehive.com, and make sure you whitelist your welcome email so you can get updates for all of the news and updates. And now, the body count continues. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Prom Night is here. That's right. We're talking about Hello, Mary Lou, Prom Night 2 on Kill by Kill. Well, greetings and salutations, Internet. It's your old pal Patrick Hamilton coming to you once again from Alexander Hamilton High School, or as close to it as we can get. This is the Kill by Kill podcast, where we're dedicated to celebrating the least discussed component of any horror film, the characters. And today we're going to unlock or even unpack the goriest details of the least likeliest Prom Night sequel ever to be filmed, even though it wasn't filmed as a Prom Night sequel, in the hopes that a prom goer's untimely end is just the beginning of the jokes that we can make about them. And as always, there's only one person I trust to help get punched for me when I need to sneak backstage and make out with a hot dude, the one and only Gena Radcliffe. How you doing, Gena?
I'm good, though I'm disappointed. I thought that you would depend on me to drop a stink bomb in a bathroom trash can.
Oh, well, you know, there's so much road to be hoed here. And there's a lot of things that people do in this movie that I never would have considered. Maybe I wasn't enough of a bad boy. And when I say not enough of, I mean not at all. I was about as square as you could possibly be. I would have been the one who said, but we never even touched for a year. That would have been me.
Yeah, this movie.
This movie is a delight.
I do not begrudge the effort it makes, because this movie it's something. This is the first time I had seen it in years, and I am amazed by how much I actually remembered about it.
It is memorable. It really pops off the screen.
Which, you know, as opposed to like a couple of the Friday the 13th movies where I've already just they just kind of faded into the ether of my mind.
Yeah, I mean, we were stunned that a magical dagger was a part of it. The last one was like came out of nowhere,
and the Necronomicon.
Well, that was a surprise to us and to Sam Raimi. But Gena, I don't want to get you scared and everything, but we are not alone. That's right. We have a special guest. He is the director of Patchwork and Tragedy Girls. The latter is available right now on VOD. The one and only Tyler MacIntyre. How are you doing, sir?
Hey guys, thanks for having me.
Oh, thank you for taking time out of your schedule to come on down and talk Hello, Mary Lou, Prom Night 2. So let's get right into it. What was your first exposure to this unlikely cinematic masterpiece?
I would say I was probably about 12, and I picked it up off the shelf of 24-hour video in Olds, Alberta, where I grew up. Mm-hmm. And I actually saw Prom Night 2 before I saw Prom Night 1. And that was on the recommendation of a friend of mine who claimed that it was shot in Edmonton. And I was like, shut the front door, which is about 2 hours north of where we were. And that seemed like I'd been to Edmonton, you know, so that seemed like, you know, just around the corner kind of thing. And movies at the time were just very magical to me. So I went and rented it and was, you know, as we were about to be, very, brought in by its unique creative charm, and just it's complete fucking bonkers abandon with style and tone. And I was actually, even back then, like a huge Carrie fan, so I was very surprised to see that this was indeed a sequel to Carrie and not Prom Night.
Well, how could you possibly carry on the many wonderful things about Prom Night when its absolute best character is killed when his throat is slashed open, and his date that he just met and deflowered, both himself and her, dies as it goes over a cliff? I mean, the movie is pretty much over after that. There's just disco dancing left to have happen. Oh my God. I love that van. I love that buck full of joints. Everything about it just calls my name.
I've already forgotten that character's name. I want to say Sherman. I don't think that's right, but
Slick is what he ends up.
Slick, thank you.
A nom de plume that he gives himself.
But I remember that scene. I remember that scene.
Yeah, it sticks right on out there. Between that and the Neanderthal bully who gets his head chopped off, and Jamie Lee Curtis going bra shopping with the actor who played her brother. Those are the three things I remember about it. So here we are. We find ourselves not so much in the future from where Prom Night ended, but actually the past.
It looks a little. It kind of starts out like a with made for TV movie values.
Oh,
but you shouldn't let that dissuade you, because this movie was made by the devil. I mean, in the best way possible. And I didn't realize that you could say something has to do with the devil and that's actually a positive thing.
Mm-hmm.
But some aspects of this movie, and I don't think we'll necessarily cover them in this segment, but it's like, this is the devil's handiwork.
It's certainly tapped into something. It's one of those movies, and something that I was very impressed with Patchwork and in particular Tragedy Girls was its ability to reference other things that one might be familiar with, but not rely on them to the point where, let's say, you're naming your science teacher the name of a horror director. Like, that's a step too far.
Well, yeah, I mean, this entire, I mean, like, I think, we actually make a reference to that in our movie where we named one of the characters Hooper and Cunningham, because people don't really, I mean, people know Toby Hooper, but like horror fans, maybe, and not like the general public. Whereas like, Craven, Carpenter, Henenlotter, those are some very specific names.
Henenlotter's a reach, but even still, if you're picking up a direct-to-video horror movie, Henenlotter at that time would be something that
was the first one I caught. I'm like, I understood that reference.
Yeah, totally. And it's, I mean, and Bold too, back in 87, like, to be like basket case, like that's what we love, like that movie, like at the time was, like people liked it, but it wasn't like, it doesn't have the cult following it does now.
No. And talk about a movie that is able to establish a time and space. Like, you can feel that, and Miss 45 are two of those movies that you just feel like, oh, is someone rubbing up against me in the subway? And you're just watching it on a TV. It just feels gross. It just feels a little gritty. It feels like you're sweating too much. And it's like, is it June? I shouldn't be sweating this much in June. It just feels New York. Says the guy who grew up in LA. So we start, of course, with the opening credits here. And it's like the director was given a note that not enough scenes in the original Prom Night established the idea that hallways are in a high school. And he took that note. It's just establishing shot after establishing shot after establishing shot. Like, he don't give a damn. He's just throwing it up there, Lifetime movie style. How do you not do that?
How do you not?
How do you not establish the fuck out of everything you shoot?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I think it's kind of a mixture. I think that exterior doesn't actually belong to the school they shot in. I think that came from the university. I'm pretty sure. Like, I don't know which building it is, but it looks very much like that architecture. But then it's just like, I think they were really wanted to get into that Nightmare on Elm Street space, like when they had those really cool, because this is definitely in the afterglow of, that hit in 1984. And, so it's, you could get a lot of those references, just like, we were talking about Piranha earlier. You're going to see a lot of underwater shots because of Jaws,
And like the greatest horror movies we can all think of, the best ones all have an evocative close-up of a stuffed Wolverine.
Is that what that was?
Yeah, that's what I'm assuming. It looks too mean to be a badger. I'm not an expert on Canadian wildlife. I just heard about it from my dad. My dad grew up in Lethbridge.
Really? That
Yes.
is very, that my brother lives in Lethbridge.
And worked every summer and winter in Banff. He was a ski instructor or he was a lifeguard. And so if you said, that's about the bare minimum I can do. He goes, oh, I have a bear story. And he'd tell you a completely different bear story. Like every time he's like, I almost died by bear story. And here's a completely different, I almost died by bear story. So I frightened the fuck out of the idea of Banff. It was just patrolled by grizzly bears that could kill you at any second. Well, that's at least the way he told it.
You just basically thought you'd get off a plane in Banff and like come down the little stairs and just a bear just stands just like swats you and just your head just was flying off.
That's right. It's straight out of Grizzly. It's like in Hawaii when you landed, they give you, they put the flowers over your neck. I assumed that would be happening as I landed in the province.
Except they'll be removing something from your neck.
That's right. The way it was meant to be. And so we now cut to the interior of a church. And of course, the great American tradition of rushing to confession before a school dance, which I'm not entirely sure is a tradition anywhere.
Yeah, but it gets a little weird.
It's a little, because the point of this, well, let's get into it and let's figure out if there is a point to it. Mary Lou runs through a litany of things that she's confessing to for the sole purpose of getting the priest to have a boner. I'm not entirely sure what the point of this is.
I think it's just to get him to drop his monocle, basically.
Yeah, it's also a little unclear, like, what the hour is. Like clearly the lights aren't on. Like usually there's hours for confession. Like where, he's just sitting there when she walks in. Like he's there for hours, just waiting for somebody to come in.
Yeah, this is the same parish that apparently Exorcist 3 exists in, where unlit churches, as far as the eye can see.
There's a lot of scenes in this movie that rely on entire schools being empty, just teachers just leaving students in detention just to sit there alone. A church that never seems to have any parishioners. Mm-hmm. A funeral has like 6 people at it, and it's all very. This isn't a very heavily populated town.
Mary Lou writes her name and number inside the confessional in lipstick, and you have to admit, like, the girl knows how to market herself.
Yeah, she's like writing while talking to him, which is pretty remarkable.
Like she's getting a rise out of a priest, and yet she has great lipstick writing. Yeah, she must be experienced.
She's a really great character, in spite of the fact that all we know about her is that she is super slutty.
But she wears it with this joie de vivre. I mean, immediately I wrote down, like, this film is trying to establish Mary Lou is the Joker. Like, she just wants to see the world burn. She doesn't care. Like, she's here for kicks. She is straight out of like a 50s rock and roll movie where she's just here for the rhythm, man.
Yeah, she's not doing it to impress anybody, which is what I find. Like she literally writes that, and it just like the priest doesn't even notice it. She doesn't. It's not like she goes outside and is giggling with a bunch of her friends about like, look how crazy that was. She literally did it for her own like sociopathic reasons.
I think my favorite part. Now, this is a little later in the movie. I watched a little more ahead than I needed to for this, but my favorite part in this entire movie, besides the rocking horse scene, which is also both my favorite part and my least favorite part because it's upsetting, is when the heroine looks at a yearbook from the year Mary Lou's supposed to graduate. If you look closely enough, you can see that Mary Lou's nickname was Hot Stuff, which is just a nice little detail that I just tickled me to no end. Her nickname was Hot Stuff.
Yeah, it's like everything is very on the nose here, and delightfully so. It's not embarrassed at all to be what it wants to be, even though you have seen things that are very similar to it. And we're about to enter that sequence where this movie kind of becomes Carrie, but twice. Like it tries to be Carrie a couple of different ways, like someone delivering you a plate of tuna 2 ways. It's like, here's Carrie, but in a retro way, and here's Carrie in a possession sort of way.
Yeah, that whole prom sequence is pretty impressive. Like, especially coming after like Back to the Future or something like that. Like it's definitely it really tapped into that whole 80s prom vibe.
Oh, for sure.
Well, I mean, those 50s set, 57 or whatever.
I mean, I wrote down, it's like, I know the outside it says Hamilton High, but it really should be Douglas Sirk High, because there is a level of quiet desperation going on with some of those cutaway shots where guys just look off like, I made the wrong decision. And the girl next to him is like, yeah, I did too. I hate this. And you read every single part of it. Like I kept pausing and writing things down about every background player going on here. It's just a rich tapestry of background work. And you can tell that Mary Lou is a real bad girl, not just by the way she talks, but by the way she walks. And that is by drinking punch and chewing gum at the same time. You are a badass if that's the way you do things.
Yeah, she's got this like weird little like stripper shimmy she does. She does that often, and I find it weirdly charming. Like when she wins prom queen, which I'm wondering who voted for her. She looks like she's about ready to just start like bumping and grinding.
She's either the most popular, like I wonder if she has, because we don't really see her relationship with women in the flashback. We only see her through the lens of this love triangle.
There aren't really any female characters other than her in the flashback, are there?
Just the girl that tries to put the cape on her, and she gets shitty with her. But yeah, I mean, like nobody else, like when she's at the prom, nobody else really seems to interact with her, which is a little weird.
Well, other than Bill, who will come back later, I think we should take a moment and really acknowledge how amazing the casting of that guy is, as the future Michael Ironside.
Yes.
With the receding hairline. I'm just saying, like, they probably looked high and low for that hairline.
Oh, yeah.
And it's, to put it on to 18-year-old and really own it, like, it's pretty amazing. Like, that's some hilarious specificity that as soon as he sees him, you're like, oh, that's Michael Ironside.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did not need to do that meaningful slow pan into his name on the nameplate on his desk. The older is like, oh, that's Billy.
Yeah, that's the same guy. I get it. I mean, I can't imagine what it must have been like for the casting director up there when someone said, oh, we need a Michael Ironside type. I'm like, the fuck? I don't even know how the original Michael Ironside happened. They were let's to find another one? Get the fuck out of here. And so we get the impression now he's Billy, is Michael Ironside's character. So they have been apparently going steady. She asks him to go get punch. And while he's going to get her liquid refreshment, merely steps away. She eyeballs Buddy and she's like, you, me, your penis backstage right now. She's fucking James Bond. She is what girls want to be and what guys want to be with, and maybe some of the girls as well. Like she might be what guys in the 80s want girls to be. That's true. But she's not a cool girl. This is nothing about being a cool girl. There's a swagger going on here that I have to appreciate, even though I might not encourage it as, like, let's say someone I might want to date. I definitely might want to hang out with her for a little while. She's nuts. She'll just grab a guy's dick. We don't really know if he has a big dick, but she sort of alludes that it's worth her time to dump Billy for the 2 seconds that it would take him to go get punch. And like, let's dry hump one another while we have the time.
Yeah, she just has a very short attention span.
That's right. She's like a Labrador retriever with dick.
It's one of our classier episodes for sure. I can feel it.
Like when she's drinking with him, like I can't quite remember, but like she's kind of sloppily doing it and like spilling on herself.
Yeah.
Is that part of does that part of why the whole death unfolds the way it does.
I'm fine with it if it is.
I was gonna. I had an observation written down about that scene, and I won't give it away just yet. But yeah, now that you mention it, that can be the only reasonable explanation. They're just drinking like pure turpentine or Everclear or something.
Yeah, like it's actually not even alcohol; it's just lighter fluid that she's like just spilling on herself like a drunk sailor.
It's literally like something you would use to start up a hedge trimmer. Like it's just on the edge of gasoline what they're drinking.
It's just actual moonshine.
I wouldn't put it past them, but Billy catches, and you can tell this is the 50s because that's the only way you can have a central conflict that occurs between a buddy and a Billy. Is it has to be
and a skip
mid-50s.
and a skip and a jack and a just all that litany of Mystery Science Theater 3000 instructional film names.
That's exactly it.
Insurance isn't one size fits all. That's why drivers have enjoyed Progressive's Name Your Price tool for years now. With the Name Your Price tool, you tell them what you want to pay, and they'll show you options that fit your budget. So whether you're picking out your first policy or just looking for something that works better for you and your family, they make it easy to see your options. Visit Progressive.com. Find a rate that works for you with the Name Your Price tool. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
But they have a conversation, and basically Mary Lou says, listen, I like you for your money and what you do, but I don't really ever want to have sex with you, and I do with Buddy, so that's where I'm going to leave it. And they kind of have a bit of a tussle or whatever, but Billy goes away sort of sad, retreats. He gets splashed with punch onto his white shirt and jacket, which seems to disappear at a certain point, but it does it in the bathroom. It's important that he goes into the bathroom, though, because we have two miscreants inside who are deciding to drop a stink bomb at some point during the dance, as people were wont to do in the 50s. They were just assholes to be assholes.
Hang on a second. I just need to make a quick remark here. Why is this high school bathroom so filthy? It looks like the bathroom in the Port Authority. Like I expected to see like a homeless man just sleeping in one of the stalls.
Yeah,
there's water and garbage all over the floor.
Yeah, I'm not even sure that's set dressing. I mean, Archbishop O'Leary High School in Edmonton doesn't have a great reputation as a stand-up facility, but it may just be in fact that dirty. Like I
think they make an effort for prom night. It's supposed to be the most special night of the year. At least run a mop over it.
I think they're trying to blend elements between this and A Nightmare on Elm Street, where things seemed, grimy or not right. There's one element that seems off-putting that, is this a dream? Is this real? Sort of, is there an evil creeping into the natural world sort of aesthetic? Or it's just a gross dude's bathroom? Because guys in high school, I'm telling you right now, probably a toilet overflows every day, and not for a good reason.
Yeah, and we already know that they're Henenlotter fans, so and those movies are grimy as hell.
Yes. They hear that the principal is on the way, so they stash the stink bomb in the trash unlit. Billy, kind of gives the high sign. Are we to in tune that is Billy's dad? So being principal is like a family job? Like
I didn't get that impression he was supposed to be his father.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't get that really either.
Okay. Maybe it just imprinted on him so much.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he just internalizes this trauma. He's a bit of a bit dramatic.
Sure. Michael Ironside, a bit dramatic. Okay.
Michael Ironside Jr.
That's true. So he picks it up out of the trash, and now we have an inciting incident just about to happen. We cut back out to the dance, and Mary Lou, to the surprise of almost no one, and yet people clap. Some seem genuinely happy. Others, maybe this is a duty. Maybe she made some Faustian deals along the way, who's to say, but she's gotten her want. She wanted to win, and she totally does. She is the prom queen. Is that last year's queen who can't quite get the cape on? She's like, fuck it. Just put that crown on me. That's all I want anyways.
Yeah, I mean, I assumed it was like a student council president or somebody.
Yeah, there's always somebody who gets stuck with that thankless task. And is there no prom king in Hamilton High?
Who needs it? I mean,
maybe they were going to get there, but
I just feel like she would sort of shoved him off the stage anyway.
That's right. She doesn't need it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm also like, I'm Canadian, so we're not really big on proms up there, but like there's just not that many of them. It's a little bit more of an American thing. So like, are prom king and queen elected separately in your experience, or is it like, or like, I just assumed that you would vote for one, or like vote for a couple. You know, I mean,
it's been roughly 75 years since I've been in high school. To my recollection, I don't recall ever being given a ballot, but I'm pretty sure they tend to, it does tend to be couples. Mm-hmm. So because they're supposed to do a dance and, nobody wants that kind of awkwardness of, dancing with someone you didn't come to the prom with. But what I was, going to go into is this is one of those movies where it has a sort of, there was a character who has a, sort of Machiavellian plan to win prom queen. And I just don't recall it being that big of a deal in high school. And yet it's a constant trope. Yeah, I mean, it's even to this day, it's still, this is the most important thing that in a young woman's life, that she gets to be voted prom queen. I think I was out of high school a week and I could not remember who was voted prom queen in that for the senior prom. Yeah. It's a very weird trope that almost never reflects in real life.
By that logic, wouldn't Ironside Jr. also be getting a prom king crown shortly after this if he weren't about to commit homicide?
Presumably, yeah.
Presumably. The only thing that anyone seems to care about is that Mary Lou is winning. That's certainly all that Mary Lou cares about, and she's the center of this particular universe. So once she accepts her crown, Billy loses it. He decides he's going to mess up her big moment, a la what happens in the original prom night. He drops a stink bomb from the rafters, the most rickety of rafters above her, and it immediately catches her dress on fire.
Oh my God, this thing goes up like it's made of crepe paper.
Yeah, it's like a real hamster dust and kerosene sort of.
It's astonishing.
It is like a dress made out of gasoline-soaked cardboard. It just whooshes. Immediately, she is on fire, and we get a legitimate full body burn in a prom dress. That cannot be easy.
Yeah. I read somewhere that it was like the longest, burn of that kind that was done, which is like what they're incredibly I mean, I don't know, unsafe they are, but they're tricky and they can't last very long. No. But they did so it's very challenging, logistically. So you don't want to literally burn someone to death.
Yeah. Though the one thing that I learned lighting people on fire from the Waterworld show is you can't breathe once you're lit on fire, because you would literally breathe in fire. You would burn your lungs. So that's what it comes down to. The longer a fire burn goes on, that person has to hold their breath for the entirety of when they're lit on fire. So when, like in Halloween 2, that Dick Warlock one, when he walks down the hallway and it just goes on and on forever, you can't believe it. It's so good. But he eventually just falls to the ground. She is in, and he's wearing overalls. This stunt person is in this dress, which is a halter top. I just find it insane to do a full body burn in a strapless gown. I don't even know how that's possible.
Yeah, but it's a good effect,
hell yeah.
It takes an awful long time for anybody to respond to this.
No, people respond to this as if just the stink bomb landed. They can't even look at it. They immediately just start turning their backs to her as if we always knew this was going to happen, Mary Lou.
Yeah, nothing we can do about this.
Burned bright and died young.
Nobody's leaving to call the police. Nobody's saying, hey, there's got to be a fire extinguisher somewhere in this school. Bill is screaming, somebody help her.
Yes,
from
above,
rafters,
calling attention to the fact that he was the one who is now committed to murder.
Like, he makes absolutely no attempt to leave town or disassociate himself from this location. He literally becomes the principal of it.
Yes.
Not to jump ahead, but there is very little legal consequence.
No.
Seemingly no legal consequence.
There may not be cops in this town. We don't really know. But he does attempt to help in that he runs towards a burning person with his jacket and then goes,
he does.
No.
He does like, you know what? No, that's, I think, no, I'm good.
No.
I'll just lay down and start pounding on the stairs.
That's right.
Yeah, like that's one step away from just covering her with more alcohol.
That's true. His jacket is probably covered with the same grain alcohol that her dress is. And then as she looks to the heavens and we see her curse everyone's existence, basically like, this was my moment and you all ruined it. You decided to burn me alive. Well, I'm not leaving this high school. I'm going to haunt it for the rest of my life. And then a trunk closes by ghost magic.
Is that the saddest thing you could think of in your entire life, spending your years in the afterlife just haunting your high school?
Yes.
It's like Twilight, how they're just eternally in high school. And why would you want to do that to yourself?
Yeah, it sounds like a fucking bummer, dude.
I have a quick question. You'd mentioned that Billy never, evidently never saw any legal repercussions for accidentally, air quotes, setting fire to Mary Lou. Mm-hmm. How did they explain how she died? Because it's just like, oh, that was that girl that caught fire.
Well, literally, they were like probably like spontaneous combustion. You know, shit happens. You know,
it's not that the whole school burned down; it says she burned down.
Yeah, someone dropped a burning thing from the ceiling, and she caught on fire, and no one goes, I think that probably happened because of that burning thing that dropped from above the stage. So someone should look into that.
Yeah, I've also kind of wondered, like, if he's directly above her, like, and you light somebody on fire in that manner, wouldn't he also be kind of horribly burned? I mean, I don't mean to get too logistical about this, but like if you had a candle that was burning, like,
he's feeling the heat for sure, but I don't know if the flames rise high enough to get to that second story, and then she does kind of move around a little bit. It's lucky that the whole place didn't light on fire.
Yeah, and I'm really the last person who should be pointing out suspension of disbelief stuff, given my track record.
So with the closing of this magical trunk, we leave this terrible incident behind in 1957, and we never discuss it again. No, actually, it's the whole plot of the movie. Anyways, let's cut forward, I guess, 3 decades to Carrie White's house, or at least as close to it as you can possibly get in Canada. And this is where we get a first glimpse of one of the most important characters in the whole film, and that is an oversized rocking horse.
Oh, God.
Right away we see it.
This thing has veins in its face, which is just, it's so uncanny valley that it is repulsive to look at. Even before things start getting really weird, I'm like, who made this and why did they put it in this child's room?
It's so tall.
It's not even a child-sized rocking horse. It's she could just get on it at her current age.
But I think she would need a boost. I think she would need to step on something before she would step on top. So it's more decorative. But if it's decorative, why would you decorate that way? It is sinewy.
It looks like a real horse that a witch cursed to be frozen and live forever in this teenage girl's house.
I'd be down with that. That's what this movie needs. Witch curses.
Well, technically, I mean, there are curses.
Yeah, if VC Andrews were alive and she saw this film and this particular sequence, she'd be like, "Oh, see, that's not subtle at all."
dial it back a few notches, you guys.
Yeah. Knock it back a few pegs, says the woman who constantly locks siblings in attics and expects them to do it. So this is where we meet our impressively well-named lead, Vicky, who's played by Wendy Lyon, a Canadian actress of some note. Many might know her as Prissy Andrews from the 80s version of Anne of Green Gables. she has the same haircut, basically. It's that giant pie wedge of bangs, and then it just flies everywhere else. Like occasionally there's a braid, but you're not really sure how it works. But you last saw her in the Best Picture winner of this year, The Shape of Water. She plays the secretary.
Oh, I did not know that.
I didn't know it until I looked it up on IMDb.
And I love that movie very much.
She's doing a great job of distancing herself from that whole End of Green Gables.
That's right. She would have been locked in that for the rest of her life, and yet she found a way to overcome being a child's villain.
Well, I guess, Shape of Water shot in Toronto, so she's probably still there and still working.
Yeah.
Maybe Del Toro is just a huge Prom Night 2 fan.
Oh,
I would love to think that. That makes me so happy to ponder that.
We'll just get him on the horn. I'm sure he'll answer my emails, and we'll find out. In this scene in which she is looking both approving and disapprovingly of herself in the mirror, a la 16 Candles, she's rocking a serious side pony. That's always a good sign. She's called down to breakfast, and her mom appears to be some sort of professional prude.
Oh, her mother. The mother's character is hilarious. She's like has like the best and worst aspects of both Mrs. Olsen from Little House on the Prairie, and of course Margaret White from Carrie. She is basically Margaret White if her husband had not abandoned her.
Yeah, she basically cowed Mr. White into submission.
I mean, this woman has unbelievably she purses her lips like no one else I've ever seen in my entire life. She constantly looks like someone is farting in her presence. It's magnificent.
She is disappointed in everything, like it's what she's always wanted to do, and that's why if you do what you love, it's never a job.
that is her goal in life, to be constantly disapproving.
We hear the roar of a motorcycle outside. We learn that this is her boyfriend, something that Vicky's mom is not okay with. A boy picking up her daughter on a motorcycle, which I can believe for safety reasons, but for her, it seems to be more about social mores. I'm not really sure what she finds so objectionable.
Yeah, either way, she clearly just lets it happen.
Yeah, she doesn't make a stand. She just kind of like, you're disappointing me, right?
It's real passive aggressive bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, you really can't do much better for your high school age daughter than dating the principal's son. And other than looking like he was spliced with some slightly skewed Matt Dillon DNA, there's really nothing wrong with him.
Yeah, he's like the spliced version of Michael J. Fox from Family Ties and Matt Dillon.
Yeah, he's a perfectly nice boy. He
literally buys her a crucifix.
He buys her a cross necklace, and he doesn't seem to be particularly pushy in any way. But mom's just like, you had to go out with that boy. It's like, well, I mean, other than dating Father Buddy, spoiler, I mean, you really can't do much better than Craig.
Craig's a stand-up guy, and outside of his dangerous addiction to sugar, he seems to be an incredible stand-up individual.
Maybe the mom's just kind of like his father, lit a woman on fire and got away with it with literally no repercussions.
Right.
Therefore, I prefer.
Do we knew that though?
Well, maybe she does.
Maybe that's the rumor around town, and just no one talks about it. Like, the principal, he lit a girl on fire once. And got away with it, and no one says anything.
Yeah, that's the type of shit that like kids hear about and use to their advantage.
I mean, that's why he's the bad boy. He's the son of a person arsonist.
He's just literally the son of a murderer.
And it makes sense that this individual is played by Louis Ferrer. I'm not entirely sure how to pronounce his last name, but he is a professional television actor of the highest order. He did a limited series called Durham County, where he played the murderer next door to a compromised cop that played down here on Ion. But we were launching Ion, so we watched all 6 episodes, and he's fucking amazing in that show. He's currently on SWAT. Like, he's never not on television.
Yeah, I recognize him. He played the husband in the remake of Dawn of the Dead.
Right.
I mean, he didn't last very long in it, but I remember his character.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a real Toronto character actor.
Yes, for sure. Like, if you've seen something that films in Canada, he's going to wind up there because he must
Next time I shoot in Canada, maybe I'll try and cast him and then ask him about this movie.
Please do. I want to know everything, particularly why he gives her a cross that we saw her look at herself wearing in the previous scene. Like, she just getting another gold cross. Like,
maybe she collects them.
Wouldn't you want some sort of variance, or do you just want a new one every day of the week? I don't know how crosses work.
Why her mother's, like just on her case, because she's just very worried.
He's not the kind of boy who will give you 7 crosses for all the days of the week. He'll probably just stop at 1 and expect something more on his motorcycle. From this, we learned that they both need stuff for prom. Vicky's mom is not going to pay for a new dress, even though Dad was somewhat interested and almost took her side, but then was immediately bullwhipped into his corner, never to talk again until he's propositioned by his daughter. And then he is kind of like, I don't know, I guess I'll get a tux or something like that. We cut to science class. And where a presentation is being given by a guy who definitely saw Real Genius at least 10 times.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. This is Josh, and he is a character with a capital C. He's really giving it all he's got. He's making the most of every moment of screen time, and he wants you to know that's his real hair. And yes, it does extend from his skull that far.
Yeah, I mean, he's really making a meal out of this scene.
He does. This is the first incident in which a character is given a horror director's name, but this is real on the nose. Everything about this is on the nose, right up until the point at which he is trying to sell this potato clock. Or is it potato radio?
It's a radio.
It's a radio.
I did like the jokes. The joke you said he made a radio out of an avocado, but can only get Mexican radio stations.
Wow.
I thought that was kind of amusing. What I did not find amusing is when he leans down and makes this obscene tongue waggling motion when talking about how potatoes are like the ultimate vegetable. I'm like, okay, where are we going here, movie?
I'll tell you where he's going. He's going to the line that this experiment will be inserted into the annals of scientific history and that it can be painful. Oh, boy.
You know, the screenwriter was just like, yep, I'm done for the day.
Yeah, that's right. Leaned back from the typewriter like, finished, order me some cocaine. This is the audition monologue. Faux show. It's not that it's not entertaining. It's just, it's a bit much.
Yeah. I mean, this is the wacky guy. You got the nice guy. You got the wacky guy. You've got the nice girl. You got the kind of bitchy friend, and then you've got the mean girl. So they're setting him up and they're knocking him over.
We also meet the designated BFF, and that is Monica. She laments that she is unable to meet a guy who would take her to prom, and she just doesn't get it. And then a gentleman with an extremely dry look haircut leans over and asks, "May I talk to you after class?" And she's like, "Fuck off." And I'm like, yeah, okay. All right, this is shorthand. You're telling me everything I need to know about this character. I'm cool with that.
It's worth mentioning that I think even at this point, we're like 12 minutes into the movie or something. Like,
yeah,
you covered a lot of ground here. You know, say what you will about Prom Night 2, but it's nothing if not efficient.
No, it knows exactly where it wants to go and exactly how to get there. It wastes no time and makes the most of absolutely almost every other scene. Occasionally you find a dead spot, but they're rare in these particular parts.
You're listening to this podcast, so I know you've got a curious mind. Here's a helpful fact you may not know yet. Drivers who switch and save with Progressive save over $900 on average. Pop over to Progressive.com, answer some questions, and you'll get a quick quote with discounts that are easy to come by. In fact, 99% of their auto customers earn at least one discount. Visit Progressive.com and see if you can enjoy a little cash back. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. National average 12-month savings of $946 by new customers surveyed who saved with Progressive between June 2024 and May 2025. Potential savings will vary.
I'll tell you what is a dry spot, and that is when we cut to Principal Dad's office and we discover that Billy Northam has grown up into the professional weirdo that is Michael Ironside. He has a handmade football-shaped pen holder. Just to remind you, this is not Canada, despite the way every single person talks. This is America. There's no way that a Canadian would have this handmade football pen holder. This has to be taking place in America.
Good old US of A.
That's right. This is where we learn that Craig has not broached the subject with his dad quite yet, that he would like to take a year off before going to university. And this apparently is a big fucking deal for reasons.
Yeah, I mean, well, he doesn't have to, in theory, contend with, a potential felony charge. So he should really just get his life in order.
Prom's coming up. And
he was planning on retiring. How's he going to do that if Craig doesn't go to principal school?
It's true. He's got to carry on the family business, a la in Friday the 13th, Part 8, where we have the ship captain and his son, whom he is desperate to take on his own mantle of ship captain, which is something you're born into, not something you work towards. You're just handed boat captaintude.
Wasn't Leslie Nielsen the principal in the first one?
Yes.
Yeah. So what is with the prom night movies and principals?
I know. Your principal has to be your dad. Otherwise, it's not really a prom night movie. I wonder if in the remake, the lead actress's dad is the principal, or it's someone completely different.
I never saw the remake, actually. Did you see it, Gena?
I think I saw the ending, and that was pretty much, I got the idea.
But really, we should be asking the question of when do we get to remake a Prom Night 2?
That's true. This is the one thing that, I don't know if you could recreate this. This is something that happens when no one is watching. I mean, this film was made under the auspice of being its own thing. It was not Prom Night 2, and they melded it together.
Haunting of Hamilton High?
Yes. Yeah. So this is something that not a lot of expectations were put upon, and it just, they added the Prom Night 2 to give it a boost so that, this is a sequel. But really its aims are for Carrie and for Nightmare on Elm Street. So the whole principal dad element is just a weird, just like they're dealing with the same transoms of where people pull influences from, I guess. I'm not particularly sure. Or it was just a riff off of the last prom movie the director and writer had seen, and they decided to go in that direction. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, this was I think at the tail end of the Canadian Canuxploitation tax shelter stuff. So I'm sure it was somebody who had income they needed to hide and decided that they'd bring this movie into the world.
That's right. And so many great things were in the exact same way. Regardless, Principal Dad and son Craig are at the crossroads. They're not on the same page. We now cut to Vicky's other friend, Jess, who looks like a Neil Gaiman character, was granted the breath of life.
I actually just wrote it down as not Joan Cusack. Because I got a real Joan Cusack vibe from her. I don't know why, but it's kind of like I think I was thinking of her character in Working Girl, where she had like the super big hair and the kind of vaguely punky wardrobe.
They definitely share a haircut and a sort of, a grand cartoon bird sort of gait. They have a manic energy that they share. But we learn a couple things about Vicky. One, that she's off to a doctor's appointment that is not at all fraught with subtext or meaning that is not yet spoken out loud. No. It's just a doctor's appointment.
Everything's fine, I swear. and she does that classic, again, this is something that only ever happens in movies, where she calls out a character's name and they turn around and they're like, nothing. And then she just walks away. Have either of you ever done that to someone or had it done to you?
Oh, I've certainly waved at people who have waved at someone else. That happens to me every other week. But me say, "Oh, Gena," and you turn around and I go, nothing. I'm going to come up with something to say, even if I'm changing the subject of what I wanted to say aloud.
Yeah, I really only do it to mess with people, like my roommates and various family members.
Just make them look foolish in public.
It's like, I didn't say anything. What are you doing?
We real gaslighting bullshit.
We continue with Vicky in walking down this hallway of doom. This is where we meet her nemesis, Kelly Henenlotter. And like any good friend, Vicky immediately steals Jess's idea of breaking into where the drama school stores all their old costumes. Maybe there's a dress you could wear to prom in there. She doesn't wait for her friend Jess to come back from this completely unimportant doctor's appointment that is not dramatic at all, I promise you. She just breaks in there, fuck this, starts leafing through the costumes. And this is the first time it occurred to me that this movie is slightly aping what happens in student bodies.
How so?
Well, the lead character in that breaks into the drama school's costumes supply to find a dress to go to prom.
Oh, right,
on the fly.
Yeah.
It's been a really long time since I've seen that movie.
See it. Oh my God. The first third of the breather.
Yeah, I'm with you.
We did an episode of it and it ended up being like one of our most popular episodes. Like
Yes.
people were so excited that we covered this movie.
Yeah, I haven't seen that movie in probably 20 years, but it's a little underserved. I feel, and also like really ahead of its time. Like what was it, 1982 or something?
It's the first of the train. So it was before Wacko. It was before the Canadian Mountie one that happens in there. It's before.
Yeah, but it's before.
It's
like,
before all of them.
Yeah,
it's the first.
Nightmare on Elm Street. Like it's before a lot of big 80s horror.
Yes, it is a direct riff off of Prom Night. Like it heard that Prom Night was happening and they just went for it. Yeah. But the first, I'd say half of that movie is funny. And then it kind of it tries to insert plot instead of it just being wacky. But it has gags that I think about all the time. When that couple is making out underneath the bleachers and it's just raining garbage constantly and it never stops and they never address it out of, what are you going to do? And it just keeps coming. That's fucking funny. Stuffing the foreign exchange student in a body bag is not funny.
You know, my favorite line is I'll get the phone. I'm the furthest from it. That makes sense.
Oh my God. Student bodies, everyone. It's the Student Bodies cast.
Listen to that episode. It's a winner.
Yes, absolutely. So when Vicky enters where all these costumes are stored, it is so trying to be Nightmare on Elm Street in this sequence. It's like she's going to the darkest, dankest, scariest place in the whole school, the drama department storage area. It's where all drama dreams go to die, and it's haunted by all of them.
Yeah, and they just throw random things that belong to a dead girl. Now you would think, like, wouldn't her family might have maybe wanted that crown?
Yeah, I mean, wouldn't the crown be like burnt?
You would think, but it's kept alive by her ghost magic.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, I am not the person who should be pointing out that stuff. Really, just if you know anything about me, you know that I do not give a fuck.
Oh my God, there's so much drama when she walks down those stairs. Like Norma Desmond's descent down the stairs in Sunset Boulevard occurred with less fuss than Vicky walking down these stairs. Like, we get it. This is big. This is important. I want to return to something because it occurred to me here. How would you guys describe Vicky's hair? Because I wrote down that it looked like a plated bread loaf made of golden retriever fur.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's her actual hair, right? Like,
yes.
Like, I don't think it's a wig.
Oh no,
yeah,
no, that she was born with that, and that's I think got her the Prissy Andrews job. Was like, oh, she's like in the midst of Newfoundland or whatever the fuck Anne of Green Gables takes place, and she's got
Prince
that
Edward
much.
Island.
There you go. I knew it was something. And she has a ton of hair in that. So it's 100% hers, but no one knows what to do with it. It's equal parts voluminous and dry. It's like a tumbleweed just parked on her head, and someone's like, give that a quick braid.
Yeah, I was kind of more distracted by her clothing,
Mm-hmm.
which I can only assume that it was entirely, her wardrobe was entirely chosen by her mother, because she looks dressed to do a Christian puppet show. Like about as like, I don't have a better word for this, but as sexless and unflattering as a teenage girl's wardrobe could possibly be. And I know about unflattering teenage girl wardrobes. I remember that much about being a young person and, wearing everything, oversized and, baggy and covering every inch of flesh. But it's not that her outfits are baggy. They're just very unflattering. Like, she has like the kind of, she's got the mom jeans and like the button down camp shirts, and they're all, it's a very middle-aged soccer mom, which which I guess is supposed to kind of make her transition into, when again, spoiler for this 30-year-old movie, when she is possessed by Mary Lou, she becomes more, sexually aggressive and kind of dresses the part. I guess it's supposed to make that more jarring, but sure. I all I'm thinking of is who's making this girl wear these sad camp counselor outfits.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely like a function of like the story, like it's, they do need to give her somewhere to go, as you point out, but it does do much to set up the character, because she looks like the kid who says no when they don't do drugs commercial,
That's right.
Well, yeah, getting back to, another callback to student bodies is how the very virginal final girl wears a pin on her jacket that says, "I said no."
Her wardrobe is voluminous where it should be tight, and tight where it should be voluminous. It's very off-putting, but like you said, I think it's to a particular point, but it's not like we can talk about all the great wardrobe choices in Friday the 13th movies, Gena. I mean, those. Well,
no, that's true. She probably at least was wearing underwear.
But one of the things we like about Friday the 13th movies is when they don't wear underwear.
Just like how short can the shorts go?
Yeah, it's what I enjoy about Josie and the Pussycats. It's an entire movie where it's supposed to be about a band, but it ends up being about branding, and that no man or woman in the entire film is wearing underwear. And that's what it's about. And I love it for it. Anyways, she's combing through the joint, and wouldn't you know it, Mary Lou's magic trunk pops open, and immediately Principal Dad's class of 57 picture splinters. Not to put too fine a point on it, and then it puts too fine a point on it. Credit where credit is due. The arts funding at Hamilton High is off the fucking charts. Not only do they have a well-stocked drama costume department, but there's ballet. People are working on brass instruments. There's fine arts classes. Like, we have to have a fundraiser to put on a slideshow for my kid once a month.
Yeah, I don't see. There's nary a magazine subscription drive at the school.
No, this is all supported by the state, and I'm totally cool with it.
Well, it's easy though, because there only looks to be, as is typical for movies that take place in high schools, there only seems to be about 30 people in the class.
That's right. It's really easy to put on all those extracurriculars when there is so much money poured into so few of them. And during this arts class, this is when Jess reveals to Vicky that the guy she liked won't call her back, and adding insult to injury, has gotten Jess pregnant. Oh, you mean that doctor's visit wasn't just something that was off, on a whim? No, there was a purpose to it. And of course, Vicky says the guy's a jerk. What are you going to do? And she doesn't know.
Is this a guy also at the school? Like, is she calling him during the day?
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe she has the same list that the killer does in Prom Night, where she's written the guy who got her pregnant's name on a list in pencil and keeps calling until she reaches them and then crosses his name out. I'm not sure how it works. But she does what any of us would do when we find out that we're pregnant out of wedlock in high school, and that is stay late at school to do an art project.
I thought that she was trying to design her own prom dress, which, you know, who was she going to, because they stress several times, oh, you can't go to senior prom without a date. So who's her date? Is it the guy that this is presumably the guy who knocked her up, or? And
I mean, if you won't answer a phone call about getting someone pregnant, who's to say, like, did you buy a limo? Am I getting you a corsage? Like, there's a bunch of conversations you need to have.
I mean, she suddenly seemed to drop this, being so upset about pregnancy. Well, I guess I'll go back to making this prom dress.
Yeah, maybe she's just, it's just like she knows that she's gonna to have a baby soon, so she wants to have this one night out, and it doesn't seem too particularly concerned about the date. Like, but she does get that like sweet monologue scene with the one long push in, when they're sitting on the floor of the bathroom.
Yeah.
Like it's real
after school special going on.
Yeah, it's kind of like first season of Party of Five sort of vibes,
Right. It was supposed to be so easy. Why is it so hard? So Jess, like most students, able to stay at school till all hours on a first name basis with the janitor.
Yeah, I just thought it's like, lock up when you leave.
Like, okay.
Yes, lock up these single doors in the school.
So she remains at school. It's something that city employees are totally allowing. Again, this place has no repercussions. You can kill at will.
Yeah, this is pre-Columbine. So
you could just lurk around in like hallways and into empty rooms and the rafters. No one cares. No one's around.
No one's around.
I think the principal being a fucking sociopath and literally burning a girl to death probably, colors his whole leadership style.
Yeah. He's too busy covering up his own crime from 1957 to notice that one of the girls is staying up at all hours on school grounds unsupervised.
Yeah, it seems like a very strange, I don't know. I've never tried to, make a prom dress, but, I literally wouldn't think to I got to go to this costume shop and find something I can wear. It just seems like such a strange, don't you have other friends who might have dresses? I mean, you're in a school full of people your age.
I don't know. It's always weird. And I think I found this again with the original My Bloody Valentine, where people's
also Canadian.
It's total. That's where I think I'm coming from this, where these dance celebrations have completely different meanings. Like, I'm still struck at the fact that grown adults in My Bloody Valentine, the original, are like, this dance is a big deal. Like, I can't wait to boil hot dogs in a different location and drink in a different location and dance in a different location than we do every fucking night. Like, what makes it special? I don't get it. She's in the middle of this art project, but she tries to pry apart the beads of glass that are inside Mary Lou's prom queen crown that Vicky located inside of the trunk. This triggers the magic trunk to scream like a shark in the Bahamas, a la Jaws the Revenge. And it creates sort of a poltergeist sitch in that room where there's a lot of loose newspaper from art projects dancing around. And we get a very lackadaisical sort of, it presents a couple different ways to die. It's almost like Final Destination. It can't decide how, this entity can't decide how it wants to undo Jess from this mortal coil. Will it put her underneath the paper cutting board?
Oh, I got such a moment of nostalgia from looking at that thing and remembering the time in which fourth graders were allowed to use this paper guillotine, basically. Just just put your hand right near this bladed hunk of wood. And just so you can cut these papers down into quarters.
Yeah, and decapitating her in that thing would have been actually pretty rad. Like, it's kind of a feat of misdirection in that it presents that element first. And so like, for those of you who haven't seen the movie, which I really hope you watch this before listening to this. She gets kind of dragged once with this supernatural stuff towards this paper cutter, and it even opens as if it's going to slice her head off. But then it moves on to her being hung from the light fixture. In a very Nightmare on Elm Street sort of way, this piece of material snakes around her neck and hangs her from a light fixture, a la, the boyfriend who ends up in jail in that film. And you're like, okay, I know how this ends, but then it goes on. Yeah, it throws her out the window. Yeah. And she falls to her death. A defenestration a la the original Prom Night. Yeah, and it's very strange because it's almost like, no, that death is too cool. No, that one's still pretty good. We're going to go with the most, like, one that's literally from the last movie. And with a shot of her with blood coming out of her mouth that seems like a direct echo of the first film, which makes me wonder if it was a reshoot or if it was always meant to be that. Are you saying like maybe they did it as a pickup after they decided it wasn't going to be a standalone movie? Yeah, I do wonder, because it's obviously aiming towards one thing, then doing something else, and then doing this other third thing. I wonder what the point of it. I mean, you're hanging her. I know strangulation is difficult. It's not as easy as everyone sells you, kids. Take it from a person who's strangled more than one person. Oh, I shouldn't say that. I'm going to have to edit that.
Absolutely, edit it out.
Gina, I didn't mean to say that I strangle people. I think they could make people think that I am a murderer, and I'm not a murderer. Those people had it coming. It's different.
Of course they did. I believe you.
You don't want to say that too loud. It's going to cut off your job potential. You can only be a principal.
That's right. That's right. I can only take the dead end route of being a professional of a very well funded high school.
We're responsible for children.
But yeah, we get Jess getting defenestrated and falling 2 stories, and that does it, folks. I mean, this movie starts off with a bang, and damn, we've only talked about half an hour of it, and I could talk for hours and hours, but we can't. We all have lives. We all have things to do. That Herbie movie isn't going to last forever for Oliver. So it's time once again to play our favorite game here on the Kill by Kill podcast. That is Choose Your Own DeathVenture. If you were forced to die in one of the 2 ways presented in this section of the movie, which would you choose and why? Up for bid this time, we have burned alive in your prom dress, or almost decapitated in a paper cutter, then strangled for a little while, and then tossed out of a window by a ghost and fall 2 stories to your death. And so, Tyler, you're our guest. I look to you first for your answer.
I would definitely say the latter. There's something great about thinking that you're saved, about like, oh, I'm going to get decapitated. No, I'm just going to get strangled. No, I'm going to fall to my death. And that's, like horrifying and whatnot, but like, it's no, like, if I get burned to death in a prom dress, like there's a lot going on that day, like leading up to that. Like it's a very weird scenario for me.
But you will feel pretty. Yeah. That is your crown. Like you went out doing the thing you loved, telling the other people in high school you're better than them. Okay, Gena, what say you?
Well, Mary Lou, she's got a lot of style. She's got a lot of panache. She knows how to party. So I'm actually gonna go out the way she went out. I'm going to burn in my prom dress.
Oh yeah. You know what? I'll be honest with you. I'm right there with you. I usually would not pick a death that is so elongated, and certainly burning to death is not fun. But I also know that my costume jewelry will go on to haunt other people. I've never wanted anything more than a trinket of mine to haunt a high schooler. It is my ultimate revenge.
Yeah, but then our souls will be trapped in a high school, and that's no good.
I don't know. Like my soul's doing something better. You never know. Like maybe that's the best thing you could do. You never know. I don't know how the universe works. Anyways, that pretty much does it. Before you go, Tyler, where can people see your stuff right now?
If they want to check out Patchwork, that's available on Netflix currently or through any VOD platform, iTunes, Amazon, anywhere you want to look. And Tragedy Girls is also available through iTunes, Amazon right now, and should be coming out on Hulu Plus in April sometime. I'm not exactly sure the date, but VOD everywhere.
Oh man, people check it out. I really loved both those films, but Tragedy Girls in particular, I was quite taken with. Gena, we talked a little bit with Tyler about it in a mini-sode last week, but I know you watched Tragedy Girls as well. Yeah,
I watched it just a couple of nights ago. I liked it a lot.
Well, thanks for taking the time.
Sure.
And Gena, where can people find you on the internet?
I mostly write about movies and old television and pop culture in general. It's just under my name, GenaRadcliffe.com. And I am on Twitter under Porcelain72. Yeah, Porcelain72. I had to think for a minute.
Is there more to that? No.
No underscore, nothing like that.
Excellent. Do it today, people. Check it out. Of course, if you want to reach out to us, there's very easy ways to do it. Twitter's the easiest, at KillByKillPod. We're on there more than we would like to. Instagram at KillByKillPodcast. We have a couple Facebook groups, and we'd love to hear from you. And please, if you can, if you haven't already, take some time and rate and review us on iTunes. I know everyone asks you to do it, but it's super important for an independent podcast like ourselves to be a little bit noisy, to be recognized. If you tell us what your favorite kill is in the Friday the 13th series, or Prom Night 2, or any of the films that we've covered, we will talk about it on the air here. That is our solemn promise to you, the Kill by Kill listener. Until next time, when the body count continues, for myself and for Tyler and for Gena, bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.